Rain lashed against the windows as Liam sat hunched over his desk, pencil trembling in his fingers. The deadline for the National Art Contest was tonight, and his sketch pad remained frustratingly blank. His fingers hovered above the page, but his mind was a storm of doubt. Liam had always been the quiet one. In a class full of noise and competition, he preferred the company of silence and color. While other kids played sports or joined clubs, Liam spent his time sketching in corners, watching life with the eye of an artist and the heart of a dreamer. His father, a mechanic, never quite understood his son's passion for drawing. "Art doesn't pay bills," he would often say. "You need something real." But his mother, before she passed away, had seen something different in him. She had once whispered, "Fear will knock, Liam. Just don't let it in." He never really understood what she meant until now. The national contest had been her idea. Before the illness took her, she made him promise to submit his work one day. And now, that day was here. But instead of drawing, Liam stared at the page, consumed by every possible thought of failure. What if no one liked it? What if the judges laughed? What if his father was right? His heart pounded harder with every tick of the clock. He shut the sketchbook and stood up. Maybe tomorrow would be different. Maybe next year. Maybe when he was better. But as he turned to leave the room, his eyes fell upon an old photo taped to the wall. A picture of him as a child, smiling widely, covered in paint, his mother beaming behind him. He froze. She had never asked him to win, just to try, just to face the fear, even if his hands shook. He sat back down, opened the book, and began to draw. Not for the judges, not for the prize, but for her. Lines came slowly at first, uncertain and wavering. Then they picked up speed. With every stroke, doubt melted into focus. He drew the story of a boy standing at the edge of a cliff, with shadows behind him and light ahead. He poured every ounce of anxiety, every suppressed hope, every voice of fear into that picture. And when he was done, he clicked the photo and submitted it online just minutes before the deadline. He didn't expect much. The next morning, his father noticed the sketchbook lying open. He picked it up casually, flipping through it with a frown. Then he saw the last drawing, the boy on the cliff, courage glowing. The school held an assembly in his honor. His father showed up, surprisingly early, standing in the back, arms folded. When Liam was called to the stage, he trembled, afraid of the microphone, the audience, the spotlight. But then he remembered. Fear was always going to be there. The trick was to move anyway. So he stepped forward. His voice was soft but steady. "I didn't think I could ever do this," he said. "But I learned that fear doesn't go away when you wait. It only shrinks when you take a step forward." When he stepped off the stage, his father was waiting for him. For a long moment, neither spoke. Then his father held out his hand, rough and strong. "Your mom would have been proud," he said. "I didn't get it before, but I think I do now." Liam smiled, tears in his eyes. It wasn't about the prize. It wasn't even about the art. It was about the promise he had made, the step he had taken, when everything inside him screamed to run away. In the weeks that followed, he got invitations from art schools, magazines, even a small gallery wanting to showcase his work. He began teaching after-school art to younger kids, most of whom were just like he had been, shy, unsure, and hiding talent behind fear. He always told them one thing before they picked up a pencil. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to be one step ahead. And that's what he lived by. Through interviews, through college, through his first published graphic novel, whenever fear came knocking, and it always did, Liam simply stepped forward. Not far, not fast, just one step ahead. This story tells us you don't need to eliminate fear to succeed. You only need to stay one step ahead of it. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's moving forward in spite of it.